My search for the perfect Wi-Fi camera to help you protect your home. I feel like I've been a broken record in the last 12 months looking for this white whale, this perfect Wi-Fi camera, and I've said it over and over again. Well, today we're taking another shot at it. Did I find it? Did I come close? Let's find out. What up, everybody? George Langabeer here. Yeah, my search for the perfect Wi-Fi security camera, my white whale. I've been looking for this camera since 2008 when I started SilverHammer surveillance, and it's just eluded me. I feel in the last 12 months or so, my search has really intensified, and you've been following that search with me as I review camera after camera after camera. I'd say in the last 6 months or so, the company that's got me closest to perfection is Tapo from TP-Link. And I've been even more excited about Tapo lately because of what I saw at CES 2024 and some of the things they have coming out, specifically compatible with Apple Home. And if you know me, you know that gets me excited. So today we're going to review another one of Tapo's cameras. It's a pan tilt camera. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk the specs. We're going to talk the app, and I'm going to give you my full review. So let's get started with the unboxing. Real quick before we move on, I want to thank TP-Link for sending me this camera. This is not a paid sponsor video. They just sent me the camera to try out, which I very much appreciate. But as usual, paid or not, it doesn't matter. You know I'm going to tell you like it is. All right, now that we've unboxed, let's talk price and specs. This is the TP-Link Tapo C520WS pan tilt outdoor security camera. It's currently $59.99, down from $69.99. So look in the description of this video for a discount code, and that should be good through the end of February. Again, this is a pan tilt camera, so it has a 360-degree horizontal range and 130-degree vertical range. This camera has two storage options. You can either go local storage and free storage with up to a 512 gig SD card, or you can do the Tapo Care cloud storage where you get some more options, but that is a paid service. It has smart motion tracking, so it automatically tracks objects, keeping them in constant view. For both live and search, it has crystal clear 2K resolution. It has multiple night modes. It has infrared night mode, it has smart color vision, and it also has starlight night mode, which is also color. And if you know me and follow the channel, you know I love me a good starlight chipset and a camera. It also has a physical privacy mode, so you can actually use the housing of the camera to act as a physical lens cover when you want to ensure your privacy. It has an IP66 weather rating, so that's good for rain, snow, and heat, meaning you can pretty much use it in any outdoor application. The camera is also compatible with Google Home and Alexa. Unfortunately, no Apple Home for this one. Wham. All right, now that we've talked some specs, let me show you the app. All right, the TP-Link Tapo app is available in both the Google Play Store and the iOS App Store. If you don't have the app already, go ahead and get it. I have it, so I'm going to open it. If you don't have the app, this is where you'd sign up for an account after you've downloaded it. And then this is your home screen. And if you hit the plus button at the top right, that is where you'd add your first device. Both signing up for an account and setting up a device are very easy, so I'm not going to go through that. If you're setting up a device, it literally walks you through it step by step, including a voice to tell you what to do. So very simple. All right, on the home screen, you'd have all your devices listed there if you had multiple devices. I've got the one camera. You can either do your favorites here or go room by room. And at the bottom, you see your tabs. You've got home, cameras, vacuums, smart, and me. Again, we're currently on that home tab. If you go to cameras, that's where your cameras would be. And this would be all your cameras if you had multiples. You've got your home mode and away mode. Now you can do different settings depending on if you're home or away. And this is where you'd set that up. Then if you go back to the bottom, you've got vacuums. So if you had one of the robot vacuums, it'd be there. And then you've got a smart tab. Now Tapo pretty much has a smart home platform all on its own, and it's only going to get better in 2024 after what I saw at CES. So under this smart tab, you can do different automations within the Tapo app itself. If you go to me, this is where you have some general settings. I'm not going to go through everything here because some of it's self-explanatory. But what I do want to talk about is the Tapo Care. Again, this camera can either do local storage up to 512 gig SD card, or you can do the Tapo Care. And if you click on this, you can see what it gets you. There's your prices. You can do monthly or yearly, but it gives you 30-day unlimited cloud storage, rich notification with snapshots, and Smart Sort classifies cloud videos based on one or more detection events, filter and search through videos by category with just a glance. So it pretty much steps up your game as far as the analytics go. So the Tapo Care might be something you would be interested in. There's more information here in the app, but again, you could just do the local storage, which is free if you so desire. Going back to that Me tab, this is where you can update your firmware, you can control your notifications, you can share your device with a family member. But again, I'm not going to go too much into that because that's all pretty self-explanatory. All right, go back to home. I'm going to go to our camera. All right, so here's your camera's home screen. Now let's go through some of these settings. So obviously you have the image, you got the time and date stamp, you got your settings wheel on the top right. We're going to do that in a moment. Right underneath the image, you got a still picture, you got a video clip. So you hit that once, it'll start recording a video. You hit it again, it'll stop. You've got your sound mute, and then you've got the call. Now the call with Tapo is actually how you would talk through the camera. They just call it a call or use that phone icon. Then the next row of icons down, you can talk again there. You can control your pan tilt options. So that's where you can spin your camera. And then down below with those plus icons, you can actually set predetermined target areas for the camera. So if you hit that target area, it'll go straight to that spot on the camera. You can do a patrol and a panorama as far as the pan tilt functions go. So you can see those there right above the directional arrows. Then you can turn the alarm on and off. This does have an audible alarm. And you've also got the privacy mode where, again, the housing of the camera will actually act as a lens cover. You can turn on the light, which will help with the night vision. And you can do tag on and off. Now the tags, when it sees a person or a vehicle or whatever it is, it'll put a little box around them on the image and it'll actually say person, vehicle, or whatever it is. And there you've got another way to get into your Tapo Care. And then at the bottom, you've got your playback and download. And so if you press on that, there's all your clips and you can zoom through there and you can see the icon if it was a person or a vehicle or whatever it is. You can see that it's tracking that vehicle right there. You can take a still picture from there. You can control your volume from there. You can download your clip. You can trash the clip. But that's just a way to go into your playback. And then at the top there, you can see playback or download. If you go to download, that'll be a list of the clips that you've downloaded. And then from there, you can save it to your device's camera roll. Now right there, you can see a vehicle going by and you can see an example of the tag. So it's got that blue box and it says vehicle. So that's a perfect example of tag on or off. Now let's go into the settings wheel on the top right. Detection, this is an important one. You can go in there and control the different type of detection. You can also control auto tracking. So there you've got complete control of your auto tracking, whether it's people, vehicles, pets, but that's again where the camera will follow whatever object it is within the limits of the pan tilt range. Then you've got motion detection. You can turn that on or off. I'm going to turn that off. because then it's all motion. I want to keep it to people and vehicles. So there you can control your person detection, pet detection, vehicle detection. I've got those on. You can also do line crossing and camera tampering as far as the detection. Going back, there you've got your alarm. You can turn that on or off. Again, that's an audible alarm. You can control your pan tilt options there. You can do patrol mode on or off. You can control the pan and tilt angle. And you can also do a pan and tilt correction. Those are advanced features that you don't necessarily need to use that often. You've got your storage and recording. This is where you can control your micro SD card. You can also go in and do a recording schedule. You can also toggle on whether or not you want to record sound. Going back and go to video display. This is where you can control your night mode settings. You've got the night mode option where you can go infrared, full color mode, or smart mode. I dig the smart mode where you can switch from infrared to full color mode when an event is detected to provide colorful images. So that way it's only switching to color when you really need it to. Video quality, you can do 2K, 1080p, or 720p. You've heard me say it a lot. 2K I find to be the sweet spot when it comes to residential security. You can control the frame rate. You can do 15 frames per second, 20 frames per second, or 25 frames per second. If you need to install the camera upside down for some reason, you can invert the image. You can create privacy zones. You can control the on-screen display info, display the timestamp. You can change the format of the timestamp, display text, and display the logo. I'm going to turn off the logo. And then much like I said with the tags where you saw that vehicle example, this is where you can do a live tag or a speed tag. You can turn those on or off. Going into the spotlight settings, this is where you can toggle between the black and white infrared to the spotlight color night vision. You can control the brightness and you can also control the duration of the light. You can toggle your status LED on or off. You've got your network connection information there. That's where you can turn on your privacy mode if you want to physically block the lens with the housing of the camera. This is where you can control your notifications. You can do your activity notifications on or off, rich notifications if you've got Tapo Care, and then you can control what you're notified for: motion, person, pet, vehicle, line crossing, and camera tampering. You can also have your notifications on a schedule, which is nice, if you don't want them on at night and such. You can do during the day, during the night, and custom time. Advanced settings are exactly that, and I don't find that I use that too much, so I'm not going to get into that too much. Another place where you can share your device with your family member or such. And then you've got a user guide, feedback. This is another spot where you can update your firmware. You can reboot the camera if you're having issues. You can also remove the camera if you're done with it. All right, those are the features you're going to use most of the app. This is incredibly detailed, very robust. And again, the Tapo app is almost a smart home platform all on its own. In fact, there's no almost about it. It really is, as long as you're within their ecosystem. All right, that's the Tapo app. Now, time for my review. Have we made it to the perfect Wi-Fi camera? Let's talk pros and cons, and let's start with the pros. I love that it has the multiple nighttime options, whether you go infrared night mode, the smart color vision, or the starlight. You can't go wrong, and you got some great options there. Now, I say it all the time that I find 2K resolution to be the sweet spot, and quite frankly, in 2024, it should be the standard. All 1080p cameras, and I've talked about this a lot recently, should be on their way out. So it's great that this has 2K. I love that it's a pan tilt camera with the auto tracking. That's fantastic, but it gives you a full range and a lot more bang for your buck. All pan tilt cameras do. It's got an IP66 weather rating, and weather is very important in places like Nebraska. So that's a big pro in my book. Now, just like I was talking about when I was explaining the app, I love that this has both storage options, both the local storage up to a 512 gig SD card or the Tapo Care cloud storage option. So it's cool that you can go both ways. And for the price, I just find that this camera is very well made. So that's also a pro. All right, now let's talk cons. I gotta say, this camera is near perfect. We've almost got the perfect Wi-Fi camera here. There's just a couple little nitpicky things for me. Number one, no Apple Home. Obviously, I'm a big Apple Home guy, so I wish that was there. Now, I will tell you this in TP-Link's defense and Tapo's defense, they have a lot of new cameras coming out that are going to be Apple Home compatible. A lot of their current cameras or Apple Home compatible. So they really seem to be leaning that way now. So I'm not sure why this one doesn't have it, but that is a disappointment. And again, this is nitpicky, but the cables that come off of this, where it's got the Cat5 connections, because you can do PoE on this camera, that's pretty bulky. So if you've actually got an application where the wires are showing, just know that you're gonna have a bulky little connector there. Now, if you're hiding up into a soffit or an attic or whatever, that's not gonna be an issue. But here in this apartment, yeah, I got that big bulky connector showing. And if you know me, I'm all about cable management and I don't like that. And my only other con, and again, this is a nitpicky thing, but it's the power supply cable, the little cord that comes off the power brick that goes into the camera. Now they got a little weather seal where they actually connect, and that's good. But the little flimsy black wire that goes to the power brick, it could be a little bulkier in my opinion. Now I like that it's so thin as far as hiding it and making the cable management look good, but as far as weather or critters up in your attic or in a soffit, possibly biting through it, it's just not that durable and it's not that strong. In fact, if you pull on it hard enough, you could rip it. So be careful with the little power supply cable, and that's a con. But again, these are very small things. I don't know if I've had to just search that deeply for a con before with a Wi-Fi camera. So the biggest one for me is Apple Home. But come on, you got Google, you got ALEXA, you've got fantastic features in the Tapo app. The Tapo app alone is almost a smart home platform between vacuums and light switches and bulbs and all the things they have available. That on its own is almost a smart home platform. And the things they have coming that I saw in CES 2024, even more so down the road. All right, so to wrap this sucker up, man, this is an exceptional value. All the features wrapped into this, everything you get out of it, how well the camera's made for that price. Come on, for a pan tilt camera. I mean, again, my cons were so nitpicky, but screw the cons as far as that price point and what you're getting. So good job, Tapo. You're pretty damn close to perfect on this one. Maybe the closest I've ever come. We get us some Apple Home integration, and I think we're there, man. I think we're there. What do you think? You like Tapo cameras? You checked out any of my other reviews? You should. Did several videos on Tapo here recently. Done Tapo before. Check them all out, man. They're making some good stuff. And like I said, CES 2024 has me really excited about what's coming down the road. Some of the stuff I saw there, really excited about it. With Apple Home compatibility. Yeah, baby. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about everything they have coming. The future is bright with TP-Link and Tapo. So bring it on. Bring on that perfect camera. All right, subscribe to the channel. I say it in every video. I'm going to say it again. Future, past, present subscribers, it doesn't matter. You're all fantastic. I appreciate your support more than you will ever know. And until the next video, peace and love.